Have you ever walked into a room and felt the energy shift instantly, as though your presence alone triggers discomfort, envy, or even hostility, without saying a single word? Have you noticed that no matter how kind-hearted, sincere, or genuine you are, you often end up misunderstood, judged, or even hated? If so, this is not a coincidence. You are not imagining things. This message is not meant for everyone. It's for a specific group of people: the misunderstood, the misfits, the spiritually gifted, the chosen ones. If you've been led here today, trust me when I say, it's not by accident. The universe aligns perfectly when a divine message needs to reach the right soul. Before we dive deep into this life-changing revelation, take a moment to support this channel by hitting that subscribe button, turning on the notification bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It helps spread this message to other chosen ones who are searching for answers just like you. And if you've received this video exactly when you needed it most, when your spirit is yearning for clarity, peace, and understanding, then type 1111 in the comments section below. It's not just a number, it's a divine portal for manifestation, blessings, and alignment. May everyone who types 1111 receive divine protection, endless blessings, and the strength to keep walking the chosen path. Let's begin. 1. Your energy exposes people's shadows. You don't even need to utter a single word. Your very presence carries a frequency so potent that it acts as a mirror, reflecting back to others the deepest corners of their subconscious minds. People who have spent years, even decades, hiding behind false identities and wearing carefully curated masks suddenly feel as though they are standing naked in front of you. The moment you enter a space, the vibrational contrast between your authenticity and their inauthenticity becomes undeniable. It's as if your energy holds up an invisible magnifying glass to their unhealed wounds, unresolved traumas, and the aspects of themselves they've desperately tried to suppress or ignore. This isn't something you consciously do, it happens effortlessly, automatically. And because the human ego is deeply resistant to facing its own shadow, your presence can trigger extreme discomfort, resentment, and even irrational hatred. People may start avoiding you, gossiping about you, or reacting with hostility, not because you've harmed them in any way, but simply because your light makes the darkness they're hiding from impossible to ignore. Your existence becomes a silent invitation for them to confront themselves, and sadly, not everyone is ready for that level of truth. 2. You see through deception instantly. You were born with a spiritual radar that picks up frequencies others are completely blind to. Your intuition is not just sharp, it's piercing, surgical, and highly attuned to the subtle energies that most people overlook. Fake smiles, sugar-coated words, backhanded compliments, hidden motives. All of it is as clear to you as words written in bold ink on white paper. While others might take weeks, months, or even years to figure someone out, you can sense their true nature within minutes, sometimes seconds, of interacting with them. This psychic clarity makes manipulative, deceitful, or performative individuals incredibly uncomfortable around you. They know, even without you saying a word, that you see past their facade. You see the fear behind the arrogance, the insecurity behind the boastfulness, the emptiness behind the charm. And because their entire sense of control relies on fooling others, the fact that you cannot be deceived poses a direct threat to their existence. As a result, you often become the subject of subtle exclusion, passive-aggressive behavior, backstabbing gossip, or even blatant attacks. Your mere ability to see the truth becomes an unspoken declaration that their games no longer work here, and for some, that's terrifying. 3. You do not conform. You are by nature a non-conformist, not out of rebellion for rebellion's sake, but because your soul simply refuses to shrink itself into boxes that were never meant for you. From a young age, you've likely noticed that you view the world differently. Where others see rules to blindly follow, you see limitations to question. Where society demands obedience, you feel an inner calling towards freedom and authenticity. You were never designed to fit into the mold of societal expectations, cultural norms, or superficial trends. This refusal to conform threatens the very fabric of a world conditioned to celebrate sameness and punish difference. People project their own fears onto you because your courage to stand alone serves as a painful reminder of the ways they've abandoned themselves just to be accepted. They label you as difficult, rebellious, or arrogant, not because you are, but because you represent the freedom they secretly crave, yet are too afraid to claim. Your uniqueness disrupts the illusion of safety that conformity provides. And when people don't understand something, their default response is often to criticize, ridicule, or reject it. 4. You radiate authentic confidence. The confidence you carry isn't manufactured from material success, external validation, or a desire to prove anything to anyone. It's a quiet, unwavering knowing that stems from being deeply connected to your true self and the divine source within you. It's the type of confidence that doesn't scream for attention but whispers powerfully in your every action, word, and presence. Unlike ego-based confidence, which fluctuates depending on external circumstances, your confidence is stable, serene, and deeply rooted in spiritual awareness. However, in a world where most people are conditioned to seek approval, fit in, and measure their worth by how others perceive them, this kind of self-assuredness is often misunderstood. Insecure individuals, trapped in the never-ending cycle of validation seeking, interpret your calm presence as arrogance or superiority. They cannot comprehend how someone can exist without constantly begging for the world's approval. And because your existence challenges the narrative that worthiness comes from the outside, it can ignite feelings of resentment, envy, and discomfort in those still enslaved by the illusion of external validation. 5. You break generational curses. You were never just born for yourself. You were sent here as a spiritual warrior, a healer, a breaker of chains that have bound your lineage for generations. You are the one tasked with confronting and dismantling the toxic patterns, limiting beliefs, and emotional wounds that have been passed down like unwanted heirlooms. This is no small task. It often requires walking away from family traditions, breaking cycles of dysfunction, refusing to accept roles that were forced upon you, and redefining what is possible for yourself and those who come after you. But here's the painful truth: the very people who benefit from your courage, the ones who were supposed to love and support you, are often the first to attack you. Your refusal to play by the old rules threatens their comfort zones. It forces them to confront the fact that they've accepted suffering as normal and have never dared to question it. Instead of celebrating your bravery, they might ridicule you, ostracize you, or label you as selfish, rebellious, or ungrateful. But what they fail to realize is that your decision to heal yourself is an act of love for future generations, a sacred rebellion that not everyone has the strength to initiate. 6. You inspire others, and that's threatening. Whether you realize it or not, your very existence serves as a catalyst for awakening. Your presence, your words, your actions, even your silence, become powerful mirrors reflecting untapped potential back at others. For some, this reflection is liberating. It sparks motivation, healing, growth, and the realization that they too can break free from mediocrity, limitation, and fear. But for others, it's a painful confrontation with everything they've avoided facing within themselves. Your growth, your resilience, and your refusal to settle become living proof that the life they secretly desire is possible. But instead of using that as fuel for transformation, many default to the easier, lower frequency responses: jealousy, resentment, criticism, and hate. It's much simpler to try and pull someone down than to do the inner work required to rise. You unintentionally become a walking contradiction to their excuses, and that, for many, is deeply threatening. They don't hate you because of who you are. They hate the parts of themselves that your light refuses to let them ignore. 7. You refuse to engage in low vibrations. There comes a point in your spiritual evolution where gossip, drama, pettiness, and meaningless conflict no longer hold any power over you. You've tasted the sweetness of inner peace, and no amount of chaos is worth sacrificing it for. You've reached a vibration where engaging in negativity feels like poisoning your own soul. But here's the paradox: the very act of preserving your peace, of choosing silence over arguments, and composure over retaliation, becomes infuriating to those who are still trapped in cycles of dysfunction. They mistake your boundaries for arrogance. They label your refusal to participate as being cold, distant, or aloof. What they don't realize is that it's not superiority, it's survival. You've learned that peace isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity for your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And because misery loves company, those who thrive on chaos resent you for refusing to play their games. Your emotional detachment, your refusal to be baited, and your calm indifference becomes offensive to people who depend on dysfunction to feel alive. Your silence roars louder than any argument, and it drives them mad. 8. You are spiritually protected, and they feel it. There is an invisible force that surrounds you, an energetic shield woven from divine protection, ancestral blessings, universal energy, and spiritual favor. People may not have the language to describe it, but they feel it the moment they encounter you. It's the subtle yet powerful knowing that no matter how much negative energy is thrown your way, whether it's envy, slander, ill wishes, or silent malice, it never seems to stick. It bounces off you like water on stone, and this infuriates those who secretly or openly desire your downfall. No matter how hard they try to sabotage you, to plot against you, or to drain your energy, something always seems to block it. Doors open for you when others try to close them. Blessings arrive right after someone wishes failure upon you. Your glow, your resilience, your continued growth despite all opposition, it's not just luck, it's divine intervention. And deep down your enemies sense this. They may not admit it aloud, but they recognize that you are spiritually untouchable. It burns them to see that nothing they do, no gossip, no manipulation, no energetic attack, ever truly succeeds in dimming your light. Your existence serves as a reminder that when someone walks with the divine, no weapon formed against them can prosper. 9. You trigger awakening just by being you. Perhaps the most profound and sacred reason why you are often misunderstood, judged, or even hated is this. Your very existence becomes a living, breathing wake-up call to those who are asleep to their own potential. Without trying, without preaching, without forcing, your energy alone forces people to look inward. You become a mirror reflecting everything they've ignored, suppressed, or denied within themselves. Your courage highlights their cowardice. Your healing shines a light on their unhealed wounds. Your growth exposes their stagnation. Your commitment to self-awareness, authenticity, and spiritual elevation unintentionally forces them to confront the uncomfortable truth. That change is possible, but it requires effort, accountability, and the willingness to let go of who they've pretended to be. And not everyone is ready for that. Some would rather stay comfortably numb, drowning in distractions, than face the discomfort of transformation. And so, instead of using your presence as inspiration, they choose the path of resistance, projecting their discomfort outward as judgment, criticism, and hate. But understand this, their reaction is not truly about you, it's about what you awaken within them. You remind them of their unlived potential, their abandoned dreams, and the spiritual work they've avoided. And for some, that's too much to bear. If you've resonated with even one of these signs, know this: you are not crazy, and you are not alone. The road of the chosen one is often the loneliest, but it's also the most rewarding. You were never meant to fit in. You were born to transform, elevate, and awaken not just yourself, but the world around you. If this message found you at the perfect time, type 1111 in the comments to claim divine blessings, protection, and alignment. Let the universe know you are ready for the next level. This is the Chosen Seer channel. Don't forget, subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone who needs this message today. Together we rise, together we awaken. And remember, they hate you because you're chosen, but you are chosen because you are strong enough to handle it. Thank you for watching.